Hello and welcome to my channel, SkeeterJones Things. I'm Misty, and in this video I'll be going through the Goodwill box jewelry haul that I got. This is a 5-pound bag from the.art.of.blue, which is different than a Shop Goodwill or Goodwill Blue box. This one is a completely separate site, and all of the items from the Goodwill box come from Miami Gardens. I already have done a purse haul video because I also got some purses along with this 5-pound jewelry box, or jewelry bag. So if you're interested in seeing those designer purses, that is the last video I did before this one. So let's get into this one and see what I got. Left it completely sealed before, or knotted, because I wanted to see the items at the same time you do. I didn't actually give a first look. I'll finish untying this knot, but before I pull anything out, we will go through and just do a first look. That looks interesting. The thing about the Goodwill box is you do not get to see a picture beforehand like you can with Goodwill Blue box, or not Blue box, but shopgoodwill.com. You know, you can kind of shop the pictures and have some idea of what you're getting. But on the Goodwill box, you cannot. You just buy it sight unseen. But one thing that they say about the Goodwill box, if you look on their website at the 5-pound jewelry bag, it'll tell you that you should expect 3 to 4 times the cost of the bag in value, in resale value. So we'll see if that is the case here. I may have to do this in more than one video because I have to go out to a class. I'm going to the ceramic studio this evening. And I'm going to see how much I can get done before I need to leave. Generally, if I am able to see a jewelry lot before I purchase, I will not get one that looks like it has a lot of plastic beads in it. So it's kind of disappointing to see the plastic beads, but we will see what else may be in here to redeem the beads. So I didn't say that if you like my content that you consider giving me a like and a share, and I don't have my little sign that I usually hold up at this time, but consider giving me a like and a share if you like my content. And also, I like engaging with my viewers and subscribers in the comments section. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the Presidium. Hopefully we will need it. We shall see. And the reason I even reached for that is because of this little item here. I want to see if that's sterling. That is too big to be any kind of jewelry item. It looks like it is likely a napkin ring from that size. So we'll look and see what that is. Our metal testing things. Well, first off, it doesn't really feel cold. Oh, that looks interesting. Let's finish what we have right here, though. I don't think that's going to be sterling because it's not really giving much of a scratch. At most, maybe some plating, but I don't think this is going to be any kind of solid sterling. I'm not even going to use solution on that. So this is not sterling. It might be some kind of composite stone. It doesn't look natural. You can see, like from the texture on the back of this big one, it doesn't really look like a natural stone. And it's probably a napkin ring. So I don't know what I'll do with that. These items I'm not going to sell straight from the video. You can contact me through the comments section on this, but anything I'm going to sell from here I will probably just end up listing. Okay, I had to stop there and take care of something here at the house. I was getting a little distracted there and unable to talk about how I'm going to sell these items. I'm going to list the things that I'm actually going to sell in my eBay listings, but if there's anything you're interested in, obviously I'm not going to be able to list everything right away. So if you are interested in any of these items before they get listed, you can still send me a comment or an email at SkeeterJonesThings@gmail.com, and we can work something out there if you're interested in something before I'm able to get it listed. This is just little faux pearls, memory wire, little plastic beads. That's probably going to go get lotted up. Little plastic beads, I usually will just, I'm going to lot those up and sell them all together for someone who may be interested in that and shopping on eBay for plastic beads. Oh, this actually looks like it goes together. So here's a set that's not going to be sterling with these little plastic beads. So we have a set here of little plastic beads. This is getting all kinds of tangled up. It is just a little costume thing with some glitter. That's what it looks like on. I'm really not sure how this would be measured. At its smallest point, it looks like a 7. Yeah, I would call that a 7. It's got a little bit of dirt on it. I'll probably just lot that together with those plastic beads. This is pretty. It's got a little bit of wear on it. There's the clasp. The clasp is a different color. It's silver tone. The rest of it is kind of a light gold tone. It is marked. Does that say Coro? It does. So this may or may not be a Coro bracelet. The clasp that says Coro, right here on the back, is a different color than the rest of the bracelet. So I'm not sure if it came on the bracelet or not. So I'm going to have to research this one. Again, anything you're interested in, you can comment or email about that. Let's see. This is crocheted or knitted, and it looks like homemade. Yeah, that's buttons right there. This is someone's homemade project. I will actually put that along with, these are actually some really nice glass AB beads. Those are nice beads. But I still will just kind of lot this up, I think, with the little plastic beads over here. This caught my eye. Oh, I thought that was going to be stone. That's just plastic or acrylic. But it still might be a nice piece. When I said that I lot up, I'm going to lot up the little plastic beads. I was referring to just like the little fake pearls and Mardi Gras looking things. Okay, there's no mark on the clasp. There's no name. And I can't tell if it's supposed to be this color or if it's tarnish or wear. These little beads here don't show much wear. There's some light scratching, but these beads show a pretty significant amount of wear and scratching. It was probably very nice in its day, but I'm going to put it with the little plastic beads just because of all the scratches and wear on it. I don't know that this is going to end up being 3 or 4 times the value of the cost of the box and resale value if it continues like this. Let's see. All of these are a gamble though. You know that going into it. This has a missing stone. A faux pearl with rhinestones halo around it. Again, another piece that was probably very nice when it was new. Because of the missing stone here, I'm going to put that in the plastic beads lot, which is, it's really going to be just a craft and wearable lot. Let's see, here's a shell chip necklace. It's got some nice weight to it. There is something on it right there. Can't tell what that is. That doesn't look like it's going to come off. This will go in that lot as well. Let's see, some hand knotted faux pearls. These are pretty. A hook clasp. There we go. That's pretty. This is obviously vintage. It looks like it could be maybe a 1950s or 60s piece. So that actually, we have our first one, I believe, that I'll be listing. That's really pretty. Okay. Some more plastic beads. They're nicer ones because they don't have seams. The cheaper ones are going to have seams around the sides of the beads. There's no name. And they're this really pretty green, kind of marbleized with some, I don't know what you would call that, little marbling with the little gold tone spacers. And that's really pretty. See, the drop on this is 11 inches and it is not adjustable. I'll probably list that for $5. This one is nicer here. I'm probably going to list this for about $8. This is just Mardi Gras beads. These look very 80s with the little paint splatter look on them. I don't see a name here. And they could use a cleaning. They got a little bit of dust on them. And those will probably be listed for $5. So about the value of the box, I do believe if a value is going to be stated, it should be met. But when a value is not stated, it can be frustrating when you get one of these lots and you just don't know what's going to be in it. You have to know going into it that you may lose money. You're not always going to find these stunning pieces or you know, something really valuable. Sometimes you luck out and sometimes you don't, and you just need to know that going into it so you're not frustrated with your results. Okay, this is, I can't tell if that was supposed to be braided or if it's actually tangled with these little loops here. That looks like it's maybe kinked or tangled, so I will try to undo that. This piece has a 3-inch extender on it with this dark kind of gunmetal colored chain and these gorgeous glass beads. Dark blue, sort of cat eye. Well, looks like it has paint coming off. It does. Well, I can probably take off the ones. Well, no, they're throughout. Nope, that one will go to craft, but it will. This will be some nice crafting beads for someone. You could even finish taking the paint off of these that are peeling, because the bead underneath looks really nice. So that's going to go in the craft / wearable lot. Jordache. This is going to be a gold tone fashion piece. New on the card. And the gold tone is in really great shape. With this little pendant with the stones in it, little crystals. That is really, really pretty. I do not know what that would have originally retailed for. Let's see, the pendant is 2.5 inches long, and the drop on the necklace is about 8 inches long, and it does not adjust. This is what it looks like on. So pretty. Look at that. I'm probably going to list that for, I would think, $12. Okay, a cameo. This is a carved shell cameo on gold tone. It's hanging on the clasp. That's strange. So maybe this is not the chain that it originally came on. I will leave it on there. But this is a nicer fashion cameo because it is the carved shell. You can tell by looking around the edges. It's just a little fashion piece though. I'll probably list that for probably $10. I don't know. I think I'll list that for $8 just because the chain is it is a really light chain and it's got a little bit of wear on it. So I'm probably going to list that for $8. Here are some pearlescent little yellow beads. They are not hand knotted. They've got something happening right here. Oh, that's where a price tag used to be tied around it, so I'll need to get that off. They are not hand knotted, but there is space between each bead, and the beads themselves are not the best, so I will put that in the lot. This is New York and Company. There. With lots of wear on that clasp and on the brand. These little end caps that separate everything. Separate the top part that goes around your neck from the bottom. This is what it looks like on. That's pretty, but it does have all that wear on it. So, I don't know, I'll say $5 on that one. That looks like Venetian, what do they call it? Venetian birthday cake beads. If you are a glass bead aficionado, and I'm getting it really, really wrong, I am openly admitting that I am not an expert on Venetian glass beads. This is just gold tone hardware, gold tone clasp. The beads are glass, just faceted, the little caps in between, hand knotted in between. And I don't know what you call this shape of bead here, the little flat ones. But then you've got the larger and smaller faceted, and some of them are this chocolatey brown color, the rest of them are black. And then here are these with the little colors on them. There. And so let's put that on our model. And there's that. That's really pretty. So I will do, I think, $10 on that one. Again, it will take me a while to get all of these listed on eBay. But if you are interested in one, you can comment or email to ask me if it's listed yet. And if it is, I'll just direct you to the eBay page. And if it is not listed, then I will be glad to sell it to you directly. Okay, this is just some more just cheap plastic beads. That will go in the lot. A rhinestone barrette. With some cloudiness behind the stones. I'll also put that in the lot. Oh, these are nice. These are glass beads. Kind of the Cape Cod red glass color. Let's see if this clasp anything to write home about. It is not, but the beads are quite nice. Just these faceted, I don't know what you call that, cranberry beads, Cape Cod beads. It's really rich color. Oh, and it is too long, so I will double it. And you can double it also, since it does have a clasp. And there that is. That is really pretty. And too, you could even layer it like that, even like a choker length, and then have the other layer longer. I'll do that one for $12. There's a blinky ring. It doesn't have any marks in it. It does have a nice bright silvery scratch. Let's see what we get. Well, it is not sterling because it's not turning blue, but it's also not dissolving. So I don't know what to call that. But it's not sterling, so we know what not to call it. Okay, and it looks like a little snowball. Has these nice details on the side. It reminds me of hydrangeas. It is a size 6 3/4. This little silver tone, pave crystal snowball, I suppose. And it looks like all of the stones are there. So I'll do that one for $8. This is a mesh chain that's knotted. Okay, it's knotted onto its sides. And it's got a brand. No, it just says made in China. Okay, so it's a gold tone. And it has some wear. With what? 1, 2, 3, 4 strands. And then the mesh knot. And then these multiple strands at the bottom of different types of chain. And it looks like this. It needs a little untangling right here. There, I can take care of that. But since it's got some wear on the clasp, I'll just say $5 on that. Or not on the clasp alone, but the clasp and part of the chain also shows some wear. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, it's magnetic, so it's sticking. Okay, magnetic clasp, which is, it looks rusty right there. But otherwise nice beads. And those little popcorn rondelles look like they could be sterling. They are. I'm pretty certain. The scratch is kind of spread out and hard to see, but it is blue. Let's see if I can get a better scratch so you can see it better on the video. The little bead wants to spin around, so it's kind of hard to get it to stay put and get a good scratch. There. That little bubble makes it hard to see. It is faintly blue, but regardless, it is going into the craft lot. Because of that rust issue on the clasp. This is a little chunk of plastic. This looks like someone's homemade project, so we'll put that in craft. This looks vintage. No name on the clasp. Silver tone with some wear. That looks like some more rust. These nice little cha-cha style beads. It's got an extender. Not much we can do with it though with that rust. Well, I can maybe try to clean that. It's on the chain too. I'll try cleaning it and see what I get, because that's a nice vintage piece. That looks like it's maybe a 1950s or 60s piece. So I'll try to clean that and see what I get. There's a ball chain. And it says forever, and part of the pendant is gone. So that will go to craft. Ooh, this is nice. This looks like maybe a brass. There's a Rollo chain. It looks like brass. It looks really pretty. See, it has this S-hook type clasp. It has a drop of 16 inches. That's what it looks like on. It's maybe a bronze or a tarnished brass. It's really hard to tell. It's got a nice color to it and a nice patina. I'm going to say 15 for now, that I might list this at, but I'm going to do some research before I make the final decision on that. This is just some more little plastic beads with seams on the sides for craft. Here are some green AB. Oh, okay. Green AB faceted stones. These long gold tone. I don't know what you call that. If it's a bead, I don't really know what you call that. And then in gold tone, or maybe sterling. Maybe that's some tarnished sterling. Probably not. Just from the looks of the rest of the necklace. Well, I don't know, it might be. No, that is not going to be a sterling clasp. I'm interested in these little beads right here. I don't think they're going to be sterling either. No. But it's pretty. A little AB glass stones with the gold, I'm just going to call them spacers. And then it's got a matching bracelet. And there's some tarnish. I can shine that up for whoever might be interested. And this little set, I will say $12. Okay, here is gold tone with a little bit of wear on the Rollo chain. This looks 80s to me. It's a little too long for our model. I'll have to pull it up just a bit, but that's how that looks. And that's pretty. I'll do that one for 10. Okay, I'm at 30 minutes. Let's see. how much time do I have before I have to leave? If I can get through the rest of this in the next 30 minutes, then maybe I won't be late to the pottery studio. Okay, here's a barrette with some faux pearls, and I will just put that into the bead lot. These are some chunky monkeys. They're plastic. These big, I don't know, things right here. Faux pearls. Those are very interesting. They're unbranded. That just looks like it would be good for stage or for a costume, maybe. I think I'm going to list those, and I'll say $8 probably for those. And here is another. Where'd that other one go? Ah, so we have a pair of napkin rings. So I will list the pair of these. Yeah, there's only these two, so I will list a pair of these probably for $8. Little bent bangle. I wonder. I do not see a mark anywhere on it, but the 10K solution is not dissolving that. So the next thing you do is the 14K solution. Which dissolves it immediately. So this might be 10K gold. I'm thinking it probably is. Where did it go? So, little 10-carat bangle right there. That's good. I can scrap that. I will look up gold value online, which changes daily. And you just Google gold price or gold value per ounce today, and then it'll tell you what gold is worth on that day. And you can take it to a jeweler that buys scrap gold, and then you can anticipate being able to get about 25 to 50% less, or I think it said 25 to 40% less than the value of the gold if you scrap it. So whatever the value is per ounce, and then if you, let's say it's $60 per ounce, then 25% less than that is what you would be expecting to get if you take it to some place that buys scrap gold. This is a faker of the Cartier love bracelet, and it's a pretty poor faker. That's not even well made at all, and I'm not gonna list and sell a fake, so I'll just put those in the craft lot. This is a hoop. That is copper. And here's another one. that is also copper. So I'll lay those to the side and see if they get matches. There's some faux amber, little vintage clips with a lot of wear. So I'm going to put those in the lot. This doesn't show really any wear, but it is, or at least not much. But it's a statement piece. That is my other phone going off, and I don't know how to silence it quickly, so I'll just let it go. This is a spiky plastic bracelet. And I'll probably put that on my eBay listings as a costume piece, like literally like costume, like dress up or cosplay or something, for I guess $5. Here's a wooden beaded, oh, it's actually like elastic, not the not like this kind. This looks vintage. Little flower design, wooden boho style bracelet. That's pretty. And somebody had to put some work into this. And I will say $10 for that one. That's probably what I'll list that for. Okay, time to turn on the Presidium. I have all of these pieces on top of it. Okay. This is some type of stones. We'll find out what they are in just a moment. But meanwhile, do we have any sterling here? Test the clasp separately. Well, the clasp itself isn't really making a scratch. This good scratch here came from this little end, this finding. Let's try the chain. Okay, 18 karat. This is the finding, and this is the chain. No blue there. We're coming up dry on sterling for just about everything we've tested so far. Okay, let's see what we get for these stones. This is plastic. Well, you know, I think a good many of these are going to be plastic. Garnet tourmaline iolite. That's this little brown chip right here. This might be some citrine. Maybe? No? I think these are all just an agate of some sort. Little agate chips in between these bigger plastic beads. So it's a nice looking necklace. That's really pretty. Just the bigger beads here are plastic, and also these smaller ones here are plastic. The chips are probably different types of agate. So I'll do $10 probably for that one. So this I will just put in the lot. These big cruise line bangles. That's just going to go in the lot. Actually, I met these are new, still with the tags, so I think I will actually list those on eBay, because sometimes people will like these if they went on a cruise but then missed buying it while they were on the cruise, or they get home and they realize that they lost it. So I'll list that. Justice, new on the card. I will probably list that. This was original 13. I'll probably list that for about $5. This is maybe glass. Yeah, I think those are glass. Yeah. So just little faceted glass beads. And I'll do that for $5. These are plastic, I believe, or acrylic. Oh. The string is pretty dirty that they're on, so actually I am going to just put those in the bead lot. And I'm going to put this in the bead lot as well. That's strange. It's a little puffy pom-pom. And these beads I think are going to be plastic. Yeah, look right here. So those will go in the plastic bead lot. This is pretty, but it's another plastic bead. And some gold stone. That's pretty. Now the gold stone is nice. Goldstone is not a natural stone. Okay, this... Ugh. Oh, the elastic is no good. So that's going to go into the craft lot as well. Oh, these are cheap beads with seams on the sides. Paint coming off. There's like a bit of wear here on this one. There's some wear on this clasp, but it feels like nicer faux pearls. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to just put those in the craft lot as well. These earrings are very lightweight. They feel like very inexpensive. So I'll put those into the craft lot. What just fell? Okay. Oh, we have an Avon piece. That's nice. Little chain link. It's not adjustable. It is, we'll call that about a 7.5. And the gold tone is in excellent shape. I'll research this, but it'll probably be in about the $12 to $16 range. Okay, this is glass. I am almost certain. Yes, this is glass. And still no sterling Let's double check it to be sure, but I'm not expecting this to be sterling. Nope, that's the copper underneath. But it's pretty. It's a little glass teardrop. Silver tone edging. Yep, just silver tone edging. And it needs a cleaning, which it will get. And these little AB faceted stones with silver tone spacers. And that's a pretty one. Okay, we will do that one. I'm probably going to list that, I would think, for about $8. Die. I don't know what that is. The chain feels like plastic. Yeah, so I will put that. It looks like it's missing a stone or something right there too. So I'll put that in the craft lot. This is pretty. The elastic is dirty. Is it twisted? There it is. So that's pretty. I will give that a clean and probably list that for $5. It's a little gold tone. I don't know what you would call that, a floral design maybe? The stretch is good, it's just not clean. So I'll clean that up and probably list that for $5. Here are some gunmetal earrings. Hoops with chains in the middle. They're kind of bent. Yeah. And I don't think those are sterling. No, they are not. And they're bent pretty bad. So I'm going to put those in the lot as well. Lava Rock and Tiger Eye. This actually looks really nice and adjustable. That looks really nice. So fully tightened up, that is a 6.5. And at its largest is bigger than 11.25 because it slid right off. So you could actually even make that an anklet probably. But that's really pretty. I'll have to research that. But I'm thinking probably in about the, I don't know, $12 to $16 or $18 range. Here is a pendant. Is that what this is? Little new pendant with a spring ring. It looks like everything is there. And it says 2000. So is this supposed to be like the ball that drops? Or the ball that dropped in the year 2000 for New Year's? I don't know. But I'll definitely have to research that and we'll list that. It is probably just gold tone and glass. Yes. But that's pretty. And then there's this. Has a little shell at the end. This long plastic chain. And these things. This looks like maybe something from the Halloween costume place. Let's see, what does that say? Made in Taiwan. So yeah, Halloween's coming. Maybe if you could use that for your costume. But I'm not going to list that. If you're interested in it, you can contact me, but I'm not going to be listing that. Okay, and then we didn't get matches for these two hoops, so I'll just put those in the lot as well. And I don't think we looked at this. This is black glass. Yeah. Black glass with a broken clasp. A broken, possibly sterling clasp. With this last item, will we possibly have some sterling finally? No. No sterling there. Okay. Well, that is it for this haul. Oh, the glass beads. Since the clasp is broken, I'm going to just put that in the craft lot as well. So I appreciate you spending some time with me. It's been a while since I've made a video, and I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, consider sharing it with a friend. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and if you're interested in anything, I will certainly be willing to sell it before it gets listed. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. I appreciate you spending some time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!